All right. This is TJ Vogan, and I'm here with Bill and Elizabeth and Christine. All right, so today we are going to talk about walking to find yourself around the Camino de Santiago. Do you want to find yourself again? We will learn a little bit about the Camino and the Way of St. James and allow us to find a path that would be good for you to help deepen your physical and spiritual needs and desires to walk the Camino de Santiago. Why do we love the Camino? As we talked about before, the tomb of St. James is there, one of Jesus' 3 disciples. When we get to Santiago, we get to go and lay all of our intentions down at his tomb. We also enjoy walking together. We enjoy being with others and meeting others along the path and sharing in the joy of life and love and our faith for those who are walking for a religious purpose. We also like because we get to meet people, like I said, and no one is a stranger unless we choose to be a stranger. And on the Camino, we find that we meet a lot of people from different backgrounds and different cultures and different religions. And that is exactly what we're there for, is to experience all of that as one big, beautiful thing, and to be Christians and to share our Christian love for each other. The satisfaction of walking the Camino comes from the physical, the spiritual, and the mental accomplishment that you get to see along the way. And doing that together in a group rather than an individual tends to bring people more joy and happiness along the Camino. And when we get into Santiago, you see that on their faces, the way that they feel about things, the comments that they make, and being able to do that in the group setting is a wonderful thing. As you can see here on this display, you can see people that are walking on the Camino in their Camino attire. And then when they get into the cathedral, you can see the same smile on their face. They've made it to the end. They've accomplished something. They've done this physical labor for days, hours. Sometimes people walk it for months. And then when they get to the Cathedral of Santiago, they're there for Mass. They go see the tomb of St. James, and they get to be able to lay everything down at the foot of the cross. The 3 great pilgrimages of Christendom, as it's been mentioned before by Pope Alexander VI, is that we have the Camino de Santiago, we have Jerusalem, and we have the Camino that goes to Rome. When Jesus and his brother were called the Thunder Twins, or the Sons of Thunder, it was because of their zeal and their love for Jesus and for the Word. And as we continue to walk on the Camino and we spread our joy of being Christians and those that we love around us, we continue to see that. The Camino shell is one of those things that allows us to know that we're a pilgrim on the Camino. And the shell has gone all the way back to the early times of the pilgrims walking on the Camino. And that shell that we wear is an emblem of being there as a pilgrim, as someone who's walking for a religious perspective, and to be able to share our faith and our joy. There have been lots of kings and queens, lots of saints in the Catholic Church who have walked the Camino, and that is just another reason why walking as a group is so monumentous. Here you see images of people that are walking on the Camino and the different scenery, going from the rain to the sun to different types of terrain that we walk on, and all along the way being in a group setting, but yet still being able to have time to find yourself on the Camino. When we get into cities and we walk on cobblestones, we're walking on stones that have been there for thousands of years. And what a great experience to be able to see that and to have that along the way, and to be able to share your faith and then to know the history of all those that have walked before you is a great feeling. When we get into the cathedral, you have the Botafumeiro that swings, a largest thurible in the world. It's been there for hundreds of years. And then you see here the cathedral itself and all the pilgrims that come together, some crying because of the physicality of it, some that are crying because of the emotional and mental joy and things that they've been going through their life. And they get to this church and they see this wonderful, huge, huge cathedral, and they know they've accomplished something that a lot of people think that they would never accomplish in their life. We walk the Camino because of the fun and the meaningfulness that it has. One of the things that we like to do when we bring people on the Camino and we get into that that area that they see the cathedral is just to have videos and see the light on their face when they come to the church and the joy that they have that they've made this long accomplishment. Here on the screen, you see the Camino Francés, the Portugal route. This starts down in Fatima and then walks along the coast of Spain. And so the views are breathtaking. The landscape is awe-inspiring. And when they get to the cathedral and they know where they've started from and where they're ending, joy just overcomes them. Along the way, we enjoy things like the little train ride here, just something fun to do. Colacao, one of the hot chocolate drinks along the way, the Camino, is just another representative of things that everyone talks about as they walk the Camino. And when they talk about these things, they talk about them with smiles on their faces, stories from being together, things that they've done together or alone, and all the joy that comes with walking. The final step is that you get your Compostela and your distance certificate, the Distancia. These are the documents that put you into the analogs of the church, that you've actually walked the Camino, that you've walked X amount of kilometers, and that you've made it to the Cathedral of St. James. And this is the most coveted document along the route. This is another time where people are just overcome with joy to have that document in hand, taking photos and videos and sharing it with family and loved ones for the accomplishment that they've done and that they've done well. So we invite you to join us on a Camino, to make the decision to walk, to find yourself, to find the joy and happiness of being in together with like-minded people, whether it's the physical part, the mental part, or the spiritual part, to be able to find yourself in overcoming things that you may need to overcome, and by being around those who are Christian and want to live that Christian value each and every single day. So we hope and pray that you would meet us on the Camino and that you would come walk with us. God bless. Buen Camino. Elizabeth and Christine, wave again. Thank you all.